For as many different things as I've cooked before, one thing that I have not used a recipe for much is drinks. And so today I've decided that we're going to make a classic lemonade. Our lemonade recipe today comes from 1883 in our new cookbook and household receipts, carefully selected and indexed by S. Annie Frost. The first thing that this recipe calls for is to rub off some of the peel onto the sugar, which is going to be 3 ounces of sugar. It says 2 to 3, but in my experience, the sweeter lemonade is, the better it is. So we're just gonna get some of the rind of this lemon as well as from the oranges onto the sugar, just like it asks. And then we're just carefully going to put our sugar and the rinds into a pitcher. Preferably a glass one, because if you use a plastic one, we're going to be putting boiling water in a little bit, and plastic and boiling water do not mix well. Since we're making an orange lemonade, we have 1 large lemon and we have 3 oranges that the recipe calls for. We're going to put the juice of all of these into our pitcher, and then we are going to move on to boiling some water. The next step is to boil 2 pints, which is 4 cups of water. We're just gonna stir that all together. And then we're going to let this cool and strain it after it has cooled, and we're ready to drink. Simply put, this lemonade did not live up to what I hoped it would. It was okay, it just was lacking in a lot of areas. It had a mostly orange flavor, which makes sense considering that there were 3 oranges and only 1 lemon that were squeezed. However, this is called orange lemonade, and I was hoping for more of that lemon taste to come through. I think it could have been a little bit sweeter. I think there could have been more lemon flavor. It really just tasted like orange juice that was a little bit sweeter than normal. Again, this wasn't bad, it was smooth. There were some floaters that were still floating around, that's why I took some points off for texture from the rind and whatever else was put into this. However, it just didn't live up to the hype that I hoped it would. Would I make this again? No. If I did, it would be a more modern version of lemonade, and thus it would not be this recipe, so that's why the repeat recipe score is so low on this one. When we compare it to our other recipes, that puts this currently in place number 12, and of course that could get pushed down the list with our upcoming recipes. Make sure to check those out in upcoming episodes, and let us know in the comments what you think. We would love to hear from you. See you next time on Recipe Revival.